Apologies for the late start tonight. I did try to get here as quickly as I possibly could, but if you guys, as you guys can see, right, this is the same thing that I was streaming in earlier today. I literally walked through the door maybe 3 minutes ago. Walked back through the door, I should say, 3 minutes ago. Same thing that I was streaming in earlier today. And I wasn't really I didn't really get the opportunity to come through and change up. Reagan Riggs, what's up, my guy? Big up yourself, Reagan Riggs. Always happy to see you. Always great to see you, my guy. Always phenomenal to see you, Reagan Riggs. But yeah, guys, there's been a lot of chatter, to say the very least, right? With what's been happening around the whole Nipsey Hussle situation. If you guys don't know Nipsey Hussle, I'm a big fan of Nipsey Hussle. I was a big fan of Nipsey Hussle while he was alive. Thank you so much, Reagan. I hope your day is going well, man, and I hope those kids are doing fantastic, bro. But yeah, I was a big fan of Nipsey Hussle, right? And I was able to somewhat not say separate per se. Separate's probably not the right word to use, but distinguish the street element in Nipsey Hussle and the spiritual element in Nipsey Hussle, right? But there's been a lot of chatter surrounding the assassination of Nipsey Hussle, and what transpired that day, right? So initially, when the situation happened, I think I kind of explained it before. I didn't really believe when my friend was like, "Hey, bro, this and this happened with Nipsey," right? Because it was around the April Fools. It was around April Fool's Day. So I didn't really know what to believe, right? So initially I was thinking, yeah, all right, cool, okay, yeah, you got me, right? But on further investigation, not even investigation, it just occurred to me, and I don't even remember when it hit me. I just remember when it happened. Who is he, says Reagan Riggs. So Reagan Riggs, Nipsey Hussle who was a very prominent rapper in Los Angeles, California, right? Now, I'm not from Los Angeles, California, never been to Los Angeles, California, but just the vibration that radiated from Nipsey Hussle. The energy that he emitted, right? That he exerted. And you got to see that, yes, all right, cool. He's a guy that grew up in the street, right? He came from a certain environment. I get that. I can relate to it, right? I grew up a certain way as well, right? So I could understand from his perspective, right? But a lot of times when you watch some of his interviews, you'll see how smart, how intelligent this man was, right? It wasn't just another street rapper, right? You could see that he had purpose. You could see that he was a man on a mission, right? He would read books and he would expand his knowledge. However, there were certain elements about himself, like we all have negative elements about ourselves, like, you know what I mean? It's not just something that's exclusive to him, right? We all do. But at the same time, a lot of times when you keep a certain type of people around you, a certain crowd, you may attract a certain energy, right? So initially when Nipsey passed on, right, it didn't take too long for us to find out who actually did it or who was accused of doing it, but who was found guilty of doing it, right? And of course, the street rules is don't snitch, right? No snitching. Who does that benefit? More so the people higher up the totem pole, right? So recently, and this is something that people suspected back then, that it may have been a certain big homie that's, in that sort of Rolling 60s chapter that Nipsey was a part of, right? Rolling 60s Crips. So this person, right, who I'm not going to mention his name right now, right? This is for you guys to really investigate, right? I'm not going to name drop somebody, right? Because there is a possibility that this person could quite possibly not have anything to do with it. There's always a possibility, right? we weren't there. We don't really know anything about it. We could only really speculate, right? But there are some things that really raise suspicion. There are some things that really raise suspicion. AB says, last time that I checked, Nipsey Hussle was investing in crypto. Okay. All right, AB. Okay. I can hear what you're saying, but he's not the only one that was investing in crypto. So if you're implying that maybe because he was investing in crypto, he was taken out because of his investment in crypto, I don't necessarily... They may be a possibility, but I don't necessarily buy that, right? And it could be a host of different things, right? Because things aren't always what they appear. Let's be completely honest with you. Things are not always what they appear. But the person who supposedly, all right, well, he was found guilty of taking the life of Nipsey Hussle, right? The person who was found guilty of that happens to be a member of the same exact chapter, right? The Rolling 60s chapter. So now, what disagreement would one have with a person in the same exact fraternity, right? For lack of a better term. Same exact fraternity, right? He's also in the same fraternity. So is there no order? Is there just fraternity members just shooting at each other? What's the point of you being in the fraternity? Or what's the point of you being a part of an organization, whatever that organization is, right? If there is absolutely zero loyalty. So that raises suspicion, right? And now a lot of people started to speculate, okay, all right, cool. Well, he was taken away or taken out by someone in the same exact fraternity as himself. Was it now that other people in the fraternity, right, sanctioned that assignment, for lack of a better term? We're just going to use terms like assignment and different things like that. But you guys, right, cryptic reasoning, this podcast we used to do, right? So we're reasoning, but we're reasoning kind of cryptic, right? As Black Sam somewhat did as well, right? Recently when he did the interview. It was really cryptic what it is that he said. He didn't outright come out and call any names. But when people who kind of know what it is that's going on over there, right? Who know who's running what in that area, are pointing fingers at a certain figure, right? It starts to really sort of resonate around the world. So whether he did or he didn't sanction the assignment, to the world, it appears as if he did, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't quite know, but correct me if I'm wrong. But in a situation like that, right, especially if somebody who you consider to be your son, like regardless of what it is that takes place within the fraternity, but this is somebody that you deem to be your son. Was there at any particular point, right, especially in the early stages, where he denounced his association to the person who unalived Nipsey Hussle? Was there any point where he was like, well, you know what? I didn't have nothing to do with that. Or, listen, man, he acted on his own, or whatever it was. Was there any point that he said, I don't have anything to do with that situation, other than recently? Reagan says, I have a question, but I'll wait until you're done. Thank you so much, Reagan. I really appreciate that. But the name that's being called, and again, I'm not going to say what the person's name is, right? But the name that's being called is a very high-ranking member of the Rolling 60s, right? Somebody who everyone considers to be the big homie, right? The creme de la creme, the top of the top, right? As far as that organization goes, right? And it was times when Nipsey Hussle would shout him out in his songs, right? That song with Conscience, if you guys don't remember, that song with Conscience, I believe it was the song with Conscience when he was like, when he shouted out Big U, and he also shouted out Jay Prince, right? And that wasn't the name, but when you go and play back the song, you'll hear those were the two people that he shouted out. So you differentiate and you pick who or what out of those two names was the person that we are speaking about, right? He said the term that he used was "I'm Big Draws," right? Which is the nickname of this person. So now you step back and you think to yourself, well, okay, cool. He shouted out this guy, this, that, and the third. It seems as if everything is cool, right? But not according to Black Sam. Not according to the interview that transpired about a week and a half ago or so. I'm not entirely sure, but I was privileged to watch the interview and listen to it closely. I watched the interview from start to finish. I haven't really watched it back since, but I watched the interview from start to finish. And when Black Sam got to the point where he was talking about where Big Boy asked him, hey, what transpired on that day, that fateful day, right? Not in exactly those same words, but he asked him that question. And then he started to kind of describe what it is that took place, right? He mentioned DJ Khaled and how certain people higher up didn't really want DJ Khaled around, or they wanted a piece, right? Sort of kind of saying that because it wasn't sanctioned by a certain person or a certain group, right, that it was not legitimate. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't really get a pass. But then this faction of the 60s, right, which is Nipsey's faction, they didn't really care about it being authorized. They decided that they were going to provide protection for DJ Khaled. But the higher ups really didn't like that, right? So the higher ups decided that they were going to do something, right? According to Black Sam anyway. They were going to do something about the situation. And the world watched. The world watched as a young man, right? The same age that I am right now, right? He was at the time. As a young man who had his entire future ahead of him, right? Who the in terms of business, in terms of the entrepreneurial skills that he had, in terms of the leadership skills that he had, the limit was beyond the skies. I literally mean there was no limits. From coming from the grass, from coming from the concrete, right? Selling CDs, selling t-shirts, in and out of jail, turned his life around, was going legitimate, right? Was making opportunities, building opportunities for his community. And he was cut down, right? He was cut down by a member of his fraternity. So this is why I say, listen, this is the point that I'm trying to make about people joining gangs, right? Because you join a gang and then they hit you with this, oh, don't snitch, and this, that, and the third, right? In which, if you are doing certain things with other people, right, you want loyalty if you're doing certain things. It would make sense, right? But at the same time, what you're failing to realize is this. If that person's doing a crime, and I kind of alluded to this at an earlier podcast, right? I'm not quite sure what episode of Live Is But a Stream this is, right? But I alluded to this at some other point, right? So big homie does the crime. Big homie does the crime. And you may have been there, you got jammed up, right? It could even be something where you guys are driving in a car, right? And then somehow you're the person that's driving the car, you own the car, and then they find something, whatever it is, that's deemed illegal, right? And then you end up going down for it, right? Even though it wasn't yours. Even though you had nothing to do with it, no idea, didn't even know it was there. Didn't even know it was there, right? But then there's this code. Once you join these fraternities, this is the code you're expected to uphold, even though people don't really always uphold that code, quote unquote, right? And very seldomly do they, especially these days. But at the same time, there are those who do it, and there are those who have something to prove, quote unquote, right? So then you have individuals who are now sitting behind bars that had nothing to do with anything, right? Wrong place, wrong time, around the wrong people who do not have your best interests, who could give a damn about you. Right? But this is the life you sign up for, isn't it? Does that sound fun? And it might sound fun to some people, right? Provided you like being around, grown men, a whole bunch of testosterone all day, right? Is that what you want? Or do you want to be out here in the free world, right? Where you could see different people, different cultures, you could see the grass, you could breathe air, right? Now listen, if there's something where you're defending your family, you're defending yourself, I will have no quarrels with you, right? I will have absolutely no quarrels with you because you defended yourself, you defended your family, you did what you were supposed to do as a man. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's what you're supposed to do, right? So if you're giving your life for that, I have no problem with that. No issues, no qualms. But I see it so often, man. So many of these young kids, these young guys, they're giving their lives to people who could give a damn about them, right? They'll replace you tomorrow. And they infiltrate these communities with these kids, these people's kids. And they try to recruit these kids to be a part of these organizations, right? And now, all of a sudden, everybody thinks that it's cool. When it's all said and done, it's like this. If you're a part of that organization, but you're a part of that organization to make change, right? Any organization, any one of those organizations, but you're making change for the youth, right? You're helping them. You're building them up, right? You're providing opportunities for them, which is what Nipsey was doing. He was providing opportunities for not just people in his fraternity, but kids in the neighborhood, right? Business associates, right? If you were late on your rent, hey, all right, cool. Well, I know that you guys do such and such and such. Don't worry about the rent this month. I'm going to need you guys to help us out with this, right? Providing opportunities, understanding, teaching, learning, right? And that's the person that you gun down? That's the person you guys eliminate from the organization? The one with the most potential? The one that recognizes potential? Right? Because there's no measurement to say he had the most potential or not, but he recognized his potential. And he was walking in his path. Right? So now, all across the internet, right? There are people dragging the name of the big homie all across the internet. Saying it was him. He did it. Right? Well, Black Sam had an inkling that, man, something ain't right. Something's really fishy. Right? So he went on to describe the whole scenery and what took place and how it took place and the fact that Eric Holder, right, who's the person that is convicted of the situation, right, changed into a red shirt, right, as a decoy in order to throw people off so they would think, oh, man, maybe it was such and such fraternity that did it, an opposing fraternity, right? But they didn't really think it through. And it didn't take long for people, right? Because after he did that situation, after he did what he did to Nipsey Hussle, there was immediate retaliation, right? Because this is a person that was loved. This is a person that was admired. There's no telling who did what, right? But Eric Holder supposedly, allegedly lost some family members, right? Including his mother. So he put his mother at risk when he took that action, when he took those actions, right? He put his whole family at risk when he did that. Because you're playing ball with a whole different breed of players. Right? Now, fast forward to 2024. Right? Again, we're in 2024 when we're talking about Black Sam. But let's say fast forward to August. Fast forward to now. Now, you have people who may have fallen out with the big homie, And they're dragging his name, right? This is the perfect opportunity for them to spread propaganda. So whether or not the big homie had something to do with it, they are spreading propaganda on his name, right? And if you're the big homie, if you're supposedly the highest ranking member in this organization, if you didn't sanction this, right, at any point, did you say anything to imply, and I'm not talking about when he initially went on, was it No Jumper or something like that? But did you immediately imply that, hey, listen, I had nothing to do with this situation. I don't even know what happened, but that had nothing to do with anything that I love this kid, right? It seemed as if certain people only responded when their hands were forced, right? When their back was against the wall. But something as big as this, something as grand as this, you got to immediately respond, right? Now I know of situations, or I've heard of situations, right, where people have done some really bad things to other individuals, right? And then show up at that individual's funeral and hug that individual's mother and shed tears behind that individual, right? This has happened. Happens right across America. Happens in Jamaica. It happens in various places, right? Where people could be so cold that they could take away your loved one and pretend as if they care, right? It's rather unfortunate what it is that took place and what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Will we ever get to the bottom of this whole entire situation? Will we? Or will certain people who've been done in this for decades, right, take this with them when they cross over from this dimension into the next? I think the fans want closure. I think the people who love Nipsey Hussle want closure. I think Black Sam deserves some closure. And his mother, his father, his children, his kids, right? His daughter Imani, and his son. I think they would want some closure. Because now they no longer have their pops. Right? Because now those two kids have to grow up without their father. As a result of whatever it is that took place on that day in 2019. Let me get into some of these questions, but if you guys are still here, please subscribe to the channel. We are here every night at around 11:30, right? We started a little late today, right? Around 11:50 something. But we're always here. We're here every night. We're here maybe sometimes twice a day, right? We try to at least do 2 times a day, 2 streams a day. If not 1 stream, if not 3 streams, right? But because I also work as well, right? Like I also work. I don't really have the opportunity to stream as much as I would like to. But at some point, I will be able to stream as much as I would like to and as much as you guys would want to hear me. But let me go ahead and get into some of these questions, guys. Please make sure you're liking and subscribing. Reagan Riggs, I remember you had a question. So anytime you feel free, you can feel free to, go ahead and ask away. Well, let me get into some of what these guys are talking about. He says, no, that's not what I'm implying. He says, just buy XRP, bro. Okay, so this is the gentleman that was talking about the cryptocurrency. Okay. He says, do your research. I know a thing or two about blockchain. Free Spirit says, hello, handsome. Hello, Free Spirit. How are you tonight? Hope your day has been phenomenal, and I hope you've been having a phenomenal night so far as well. XRP tonight, my boy. It'll change your life, says Research XRP. Says AB. Yeah. Okay. All right, AB. I'll look into that, man. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel as well. Jovanovic says, hello, bro. What's good? I'm guessing that's Serbia. That looks like the Serbian flag, if I'm not mistaken. Big up yourself, Mr. Jovanovic. That is a brilliant, brilliant name. Very, very strong name you got there, Mr. Jovanovic. I like it. I like it. I really do. Big up yourself. This is probably your first time being in the stream. If it is, thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Damn, bro, your hair is silky as F. No Diddy. I appreciate that. What products do you use? Well, okay. All right. Since you asked. I use this product right here, right? So this is a Jamaican mango oil, right? Sort of like it's castor oil. I put that in there. You know, there's times when I put this natural oil in there as well. But that's about it, man. You know, you want to keep your hair moisturized, right? You also really want to keep your hair moisturized. I think a lot of people with dreadlocks, I mean, I wash my hair often, right? I wash my hair really often, sometimes twice a week. You know, and I keep my hair moisturized, to be completely honest with you. Lily's costume. Hey, Lily's costume. It's been a little minute. Pleasure to see you. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Hi, dog. I'm starting to write music like rap and pop, express my emotions in something, right? Yeah, DJ Scoot. What's up, DJ Scoot? Yeah, man. I didn't recognize you because you changed your profile picture. But now that I see the name, man, absolutely. I think writing music is also a great way to get out some of your emotions as well, whether it be negative or positive, right? But be careful of the words that you utter, right? Because I used to write music, but my music wasn't always the most positive, right? I wrote music, some of what it is that I was going through, but also some of what I believe people wanted to hear a lot of times, right? So be true to yourself. Don't be true to just what it is that other people want to hear, right? Speak your truth. Make sure you speak your truth, and there will be those people outside of you that will resonate with what it is that is your truth. So, yeah, you have my full support. I'd love to hear some of your music. You know, whenever you do decide to drop, let me know. Let me hear. Yeah, music is an absolutely beautiful thing, right? You know, and you could increase your vibration with music, and you could also decrease it. So, you know, guys, be mindful of that. When Nick Cannon was going to take over the Dr. Savvy movie, they took everything from him. From who? Nick Cannon? Oh, man, I'm oblivious to that. I thought Nick Cannon was still doing good. Oh, no. I think what happened was Nick Cannon got clipped from MSNB. No, what was it? What was that show that he was on? Was it America's Got Talent or something? I don't remember what it was, but he was hosting some show. But I do remember that happening. But yeah, man, Nick Cannon seems to be doing just fine, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but it seems as if he's doing okay. He had to walk away from it to get it back. Oh, okay. I see what you said there. Pancake Lover says, yo, big up Pancake Lover. I guess. Aaron Lenore says, Flat Earth. Where are you from, brother? Love. Jamaica. By way of New York. Earth. The world. The universe. I'm just like you, man. We are one. We are absolutely one, right? So the only difference is that I identify as what it is that I identify, and the ego is really what separates us. So, you know, but we are one. Ultimately, we are one. Ultimately, we are all one. Don Skrilla, please do not come here with the Trump 2024. Big up to both candidates. But there's a high chance, because my last name is Harris. There's a high chance that Kamala is also a Harris, and we're not gonna have any Kamala slander as well. Like, that's another thing as well that I'm big on. I don't think we should be having any sort of slander when it comes to Kamala Harris, because I think that she's doing a phenomenal job, especially with what it is that she stands for. And in terms of what it is, like in terms of the doors that she's breaking down for women of color, for, you know, when my daughter grows up, she's going to be, you know, feel a sense of pride when she sees what it is that's happening there. And, you know, I hear there's some big things happening, especially with Micron, that that party over there is pushing. But big ups to both parties. Big ups to everybody. We shouldn't be as divided as we are. But I guess people will do anything for votes. But yeah, let's move along. Korea opened their borders, says North Korea opened their borders, says Skibbity. I've been hearing something along those lines. So does that mean that the people who were family that haven't seen their family for years and years upon years, for decades, not centuries, right, have now been able to reunite with their other family members? I think that's cool, man. That's brilliant. It's absolutely remarkable. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel as well, as we are edging towards our 400 subscriber mark. You know, we're edging ever so closely toward 400 subscribers. So guys, please support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Ooh, what's happening here? Continue. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Uh-oh. Yeah, this one. Yeah. But yeah, kids, stay away from those fraternities. Roblox animations guy, I'm gonna have to get rid of you, man. Thank you so much. Why are you saying womp womp? He ain't saying it no more. He's out of here. Kaya Ho Raya. Black man, says somebody. Do you like them? Okay. Johan, you're out of here. We're not discussing any of that sort of behavior. Yo, Jesus loves you, my friend. If you accept him as your Lord and Savior, he'll change your life forever. Better than anything you could ever have, says Keegan Davis. Big up yourself, Keegan Davis. We're a lot more accepting of different religions over here. And we don't, to be completely honest with you, I think God is connected to all of us. And, you know, I don't think there's just one path to God. I think God is everywhere. He's omnipotent. He's omnipresent. And yeah, but big up to Christ and everything that he stood for. Based on what it is that was written about him, seemed like a brilliant man. But yeah, you know, there's other people who have different religions and different things that they believe to be the truth, right? I believe energy can't be created nor destroyed, and I believe there is one God. But thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. So tonight we were talking about Nipsey Hussle, Vince Young. We were talking about Nipsey Hussle and the circumstances surrounding his assassination. Now, I was tempted to play some of the clip from what it is that took place the night or the day that he was, Black Sam's recollection of what happened, what transpired that day. I was tempted to do so, but I think I'll reserve that for another time, right? Once I start doing videos, like, we're not going to be producing videos until maybe... again, right, until maybe like around the springtime next year, right? It could be sooner than that, but we're giving ourselves a timeline. So right around spring, right? So around and about spring, we're going to be doing some actual production, right? But until then, we're going to be doing a lot of these live streams, right? So every day we're going to be doing these live streams. I love doing these live streams and reaching out to people and connecting with them. You have heard of 4 times trading, says Big Auntie. Okay, I'm not reading that next message. Listen to Tron, chat was skipped to 123. Oh, yeah. Oh, so actually, there's actually something else that I wanted to say as well, right? I forgot this just when the guy just mentioned song, right? Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing as well, guys. I think we could get to 400 tonight. I really believe that 400 is something that's so possible tonight. But if you guys listen to Sound of the Ceremony by Nipsey Hussle, Sound of the Ceremony or Sound of My Ceremony, one of the two, and you go to the very last part of the song, right? And the way how he kind of finishes the song, right? He made mention to, or he alluded to, but he spoke very cryptically, right? In how he said it. When he said, because Caesar killed Brutus, Oh no, because Jesus killed Judas, and he mentioned something about Caesar and Brutus, right? And then he said that's where I'm gonna leave it because they call it dry snitching if I take it any deeper. I should have printed the lyrics and had the lyrics right in front of me because I know the song very well, but you know, at times, sometimes I have like, let's type in the lyrics for the song. I'm gonna get it right now. All right, here we are, right? Because Brutus killed Caesar and Judas killed Jesus, right? But that's where I'm going to leave it because they call it dry snitching if I take it any deeper, right? So he was already alluding to things that was going on around him, right? So if you guys go back and you listen to Sound of My Ceremony by Nipsey Hussle, you can kind of decode it, right? Decode how cryptic. Well, it's not incredibly cryptic what he's trying to say, but if you go there and you decode what it is that he was saying, you will see, right? You'll break it down for yourself, and you will see that yeah, there's something in that. He's not just saying that just to say it, right? He's saying that for a reason. He's saying that because he's seen some stuff, right? And he's saying that maybe because he feels something is about to happen at some point, right? So once you guys go back and listen to Sound of Ceremony, it's a brilliant song, by the way. I love the song. Brilliant song. Brilliant song. But if you listen to the ending of that song, you will hear precisely what it is that he's talking about, right? So I would suggest you guys go back and listen to Sound of My Ceremony. And yes, we can't convict anyone of doing anything, right? We're not going to sit up here and just point fingers, right? But this is what it is. This is what is circulating, you know, around the internet. It's circulating in Los Angeles. It's circulating in New York. It's circulating pretty much all over America, right? That's someone else in that organization had something to do with what happened to Nipsey Hussle. DJ Scoot says his new picture is Easy E. Big shout outs to you, DJ Scoot. 76. Hey, 76. How you doing, my guy? How are you, my guy? DJ Scoot. Would you like to be a mod as well, DJ Scoot? Let me know. Let me know. Yes, guys. We are 8 subs away. We are 8 subscribers away from 400. So I think that's something that we could absolutely attain tonight. I think we could get to 400 subscribers tonight, no doubt. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Good night. I am from Brazil. My name is Maria. Hello, Maria. How are you tonight? Beautiful, beautiful night. Pleasure to meet you. An absolute pleasure to meet you. Yo, what do you know about Israelites? Not as much as I probably should, right? Not as much as I probably should, to be completely honest with you. It's all me says, oh man, I want to talk about God. Talk about God, man. I'm here for it. I am here for it, man. Let's talk about God. I don't have an issue with that. Right? Everybody has different perspectives. He says, you look like an Israelite. I mean, you know, who knows, right? Who really knows? You know, we're all mixed with a whole bunch of things, you know? Are you with Trump or Biden? I don't think Biden is running, but Kamala Harris is running. I'm more leaning toward Kamala Harris. Like it hasn't been decided yet. We still have time, but I'm more leaning toward Kamala Harris if I'm completely honest with you. I'm not really big on politics, but you know, I do like the idea of Kamala Harris. I do like the things that I hear that she's doing. And I think that she would definitely move America forward, to be completely honest with you. That's what I believe, right? Once you break up with an ex, you don't go back to that ex. You try to move forward, right? Like, because a lot of times there's a reason why you broke up with that ex, right? There's a reason why you broke up with that ex. There's a reason why the Americans voted for Joe Biden, right? There's a reason why Joe Biden won the next election. So now you're telling me that you're going to go back to the guy before? I don't know. If that's what you want, I guess. Right? But I think Kamala Harris adds a breath of fresh air. I think Kamala Harris is just, she's a brilliant candidate, a brilliant option. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, whoever it is that does win, they will do right by the people. Bro, this Yasa was black. Bro thinks Yeshua was black. Not entirely sure who you're talking about. Like straight up Messiah could have looked similar to you. Says it all made. Big up yourselves, guys. Big up yourselves, everyone. Straight up and down. I'm just a spiritual being having human experience, just like every single one of us, right? I don't think there's any. We're all spiritual. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience, right? Like there's no such thing as somebody that's more spiritual than you. There may be people that are more spiritually aware than you are, right? People that are more in tune with their spiritual side or the spiritual aspects of themselves than you are, or than you may be, right? But that depends on how and where you direct your energy, right? If you're directing your energy towards God and towards the spirit and toward the universe, then, it'll come naturally. Samantha's mentioning something about a loud fart. I don't know what people's fascination with farts are. DJ Scoot says, Samantha, I think you're talking about your own experience. I actually do think so too. I don't remember that situation, but people are gonna say whatever from their mouth. Noah, Messiah was definitely so-called black. Noah says, no, he wasn't. He was Arab, Palestine, matter of fact. He was born in Bethlehem, laugh out loud. Judah was black, but Yahshua was Arab. Wow. Okay. Right. What's the only female organ that stays warm after... Okay. Project Scorpio. I'm not going to read that. Hakan Khalik says yes or no. Not entirely sure what it is that you're talking about. Judah was black, but not Yahshua? Question mark. He was from Judah, my guy. Yeah, says DJ Scoot. I'll be a mod. Okay, cool. DJ Scoot, yes. Add as a moderator. Absolutely. Love it. Thrifty Simplicity, I want you to be a moderator as well. I'm not going to lie. I love you. You guys that just like the people that are always supporting this, I want you guys to be a part of what it is that we're doing as we continue to grow, right? So guys, we just went up another 2 subscribers. We still have, we still have a decent amount. We still have 22 people in here right now. So I think we could bring that count up to 400 tonight. So we're going to continue streaming and continue going. I'm going to read some more of these messages, right? So I don't think today I got the chance to read all of the messages, right? But right now I'm energized. I have the energy. We can just still go on and on and on. So these guys are having a conversation on whether or not Jesus was black, right? I don't know. I wasn't there, right? But I do know that we are all... I think Jesus was probably mixed with a lot of things. I think Jesus' purpose was to come and unite. I don't think Jesus came here for any one particular race. I think he was here to somewhat move humankind forward, help to move humankind forward, right? Help to bring some spiritual enlightenment to people, right? And he wasn't the only one that was sent here to do that. There's various different people throughout history that were sent here to do that, right? So it's just one of those things, right? So my thing is, I don't worship things or people that are outside of myself, right? I don't worship things or people in this third dimension at all, right? I believe God lives within and everywhere. I think God is everywhere and within everyone, right? So I think people should always love and respect one another. I don't think people should be putting each other on pedestals. I believe that, we should just be loving one another, right? As Jesus said, Jesus did say that, right? As we love ourselves. And I think that just makes perfect sense. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? Because your neighbor is yourself, right? So, yeah. According to Quran, says Mohit Jaria. According to Quran, Earth is flat. What do you think about this fact? Well, two-dimensional figures are flat, right? Two-dimensional figures are flat. Two-dimensional figures are flat. Three-dimensional figures are not flat. When someone says flat, but yet they're able to walk up a hill and walk down a hill, right? Drive up a hill and drive down a hill, jump up, right? And still latch onto something and still be on the earth. I think it's a little bit more complicated than just flat or round, right? And when I say complicated, that's for lack of a better term. I think it's too easy to say the world is this or that we're this or we're that. Just like how everyone is saying, hey, you know, Jesus was black. No, he wasn't. Jesus was Arabic. No, he wasn't. Jesus was this. No, he wasn't. Jesus was that. No, he wasn't. I think Jesus was mixed with a lot of things. I think it's highly likely he was mixed with everything, right? Much like a lot of us are. A lot of us. A lot more than we think. You know what I mean? Because most of us don't know the lineage, right? So let's break it down. So since we don't really know who we are, let's break it down a little bit more. I love water so much. Let's break it down a little bit more. So, you have two parents, right? Two, mom, dad. Four grandparents, two males, two females. Grandma, grandpa, right? 8, because they had 4 grandparents as well. So now you have 8 great-grandparents. 16. So, wait. Mom and dad, grandparents, great-grandparents. 16, right? 32 when you get to 5. 64 when you get to 6. 128 when you get to 7. And 256, 8 generations up. 256 people, just 8 generations. That's 256 people, if my math was mathing correctly, right? But that's a lot of people, right? That it took for you to get here. So now, the further up you go, right, the more you realize that all of your ancestors did not come from the same place. They didn't, right? Some of you might not even know. Probably got like a Chinese grandfather or a Chinese forefather, right? Some of you might not even know that. Some of you really may be Arabic. Some of you may be walking around thinking you're all white and not even know that you have black foreparents. Right? And the very people that you're discriminating against is actually yourself as well. Right? So yes, we do have certain times that we show dominant traits from a certain group or certain ancestors and recessive traits from others. Right? And no traits, it doesn't show in others. But we are all one. Oneness. Right? But we pay so much attention to what we look like on the outside that we forget that. I'm serious. We pay too much attention to what it is that goes on the outside. and we forget who we really are. Noah's still going on about blacks don't come from Palestine, laugh out loud, and when the Bible talks about Israel, that's okay, all right, okay. So you see, I don't think you guys understand why we're here. We're not here to be divisive, right? Because anybody could be born anywhere, right? Anybody could be born anywhere. You know you have white Jamaicans, right? You know 97% of Jamaicans are of African and European ancestry, right? Yet the majority of us look black. Yet the majority of us identify as black. But 97%, that's pretty close to 100%. And of course the indigenous, etc., right? So I know my mom's great-grandpa was Cuban. I know my grandfather was extremely light-skinned. My father's father was an extremely light-skinned black man. I didn't know race really was a thing. I thought every family was like this. I thought every single family was like. It wasn't until I came to America as a kid that I realized the importance that people put on race. Because as I said, my grandfather was a real light-skinned black man. Very light-skinned. Right? Was he mixed? There's a strong possibility. A very strong possibility that he was mixed. Right? But him being who he was and showing us so much love as his offspring, as his children and his grandchildren, and also not only us, but opening the door to other people as well that didn't particularly look exactly like he did. In terms of they weren't the same complexion as he was. Right? All of the women that he married were black. And he loved them. Well, I say all of them, but he only married twice. But he had other kids as well, right? And he loved them unconditionally. I'll tell you that. My grandpa loved both of them, loved all of them unconditionally. Was the most humble man, right? But here we are. The only thing we talk about is race. And if that's the dimension that you are in, we don't really need you around here. Go evolve, go experience, right? Once you experience life and you understand, you gain some understanding and you want to come back, sure, the doors are wide open, right? But let's move forward. We keep moving backwards. Talking about things that don't matter at all. Right? It's a social construct. The people in power put those things into play to separate, to divide and conquer. To divide and conquer. Right? We understand that. Yet we still wake up every day thinking about, yo, you know something? I know some very kind and nice people that are not in the same race as me. Right? I know some very kind people that are not the same race as me. And again, right? Someone said this before. I believe it could be in the Bible. The war is not against flesh and blood. It's not. There really isn't a war. There shouldn't be a war at all. Right? But it's not against flesh and blood. You get what I'm saying? Please make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel for all of this phenomenal content. Let me get into some more of these questions and read some more of these stuff. Thrifty Simplicity says, look at me moving up in the world. You deserve it, Thrifty Simplicity. You absolutely deserve it. Not gonna lie, wish version of Tyreek Hill. I look nothing like Tyreek Hill. We're both black. I guess that's the only thing we have in common. But I wouldn't be the wish version of anyone, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, your opinion, I guess. The original 12 tribes of Jacob were split. Bro, keep mixing too many substances, says DJ Scoot. 10 tribes migrated elsewhere. Judah, Benjamin stayed in Jerusalem. These two tribes occupied when Yahshua walked the earth. After this ascension, Rome destroyed it. All the Israelites fled. I guess. I'm not entirely sure. You good? Says the Karizuma. I am well, Karizuma. How are you tonight? Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. PNMGM, as we approach 400 subscribers. We are only six, just count them, 6 away from 400 subscribers. And I think that is a milestone that we absolutely can reach tonight. History moves, they shows around. Okay, I'm probably, hello Asia. I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna move away from that because I think that's getting a little bit divisive right now. You know, we're all one, guys. We are all one. We are all one. He says you got a booger, bro. Where? I don't see any booger. I'm sorry. I don't see any booger. Hello, Asia. So a pleasure to have you tonight. It's been a little while. Hope you're having a phenomenal night. We've been having a great stream, a great discussion. All I'm saying is historical fact, and these aren't debates. It's all evident, and it's important that you wake up to your heritage and the nation Most High called Israel to be. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand what it is that you're saying, but understand, man, that we are all one, man. I don't think God wants us to be divided as we are, right? I think God wants us to be more together, right? I really do. I sincerely believe that. And yeah, again, it's not against flesh and blood, right? That's just the tip of the iceberg, right? Let's get a little bit more deeper. Let's not pay too much attention to what's going on the outside. Let's focus a little bit more on what's going on the inside of a person and the energy that they radiate. You get what I'm saying? I agree with the streamer, though. I'm not highlighting anyone above another. It's just that I'm trying to share his identity with him. I appreciate that. I do. I sincerely appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate what it is that you're saying. I appreciate all of it, man. And yes, I am a black man, right? In terms of the majority of what makes up what the genetics that make me up is what people would consider black, right? But however, there's also plenty of other things as well. You know what I mean? There's plenty of other things as well. And us in the Western Hemisphere, yes, we're not just African, right? African, indigenous, Europeans in there. And those tend to be the three main things, but there's also more as well, right? So we are all one, my guy. But I do appreciate your perspective. Podnet, did your ancestors come here on slave ships? Well, that's what we were taught, right? I'm not entirely sure. That's what we were taught. I'm sure all of them didn't. If some of them did, there may be some truth to that. There may be some truth to some of them came on slave ships. Did all of them come on slave ships? I'm sure all of them didn't. You know what I mean? Like it's not just one group of people, and you understand what I'm saying? Again, we're all mixed. You know what I mean? Ryan Major says these people ignore us. It's called Gen Stupid. I don't think this generation's stupid, to be honest with you. I think this generation's brilliant. But that was cute and clever. Queen of Hearts says we are all the sons and daughters of Prophet Adam and Eve. Maybe. I don't know. I can't confirm that. This is the closest depiction of Jesus you're going to see, says Chief Beat. It's not even funny. I don't know why it is that I'm laughing. Big up yourself either way. Someone says, are you Moses? I am not. I am not. Blinky Blanco, we jumped from Nipsey Hussle to start to talk about race and division among people, right? And I don't think we are as divided as we put on. We shouldn't be as divided as I want to say we're pretending to be, right? We really shouldn't be as divided as we are, but we're divided. Stay true, King, says Leo Bardo Aguilar. Thank you so much for those encouraging words. Be true to yourself. Never let anyone bring you down. Those are some fantastic words to live by. I appreciate that. I absorbed the energy from that. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Guys. We still got people in here. And it seems as if we're still on 394. I'm sure we can get to 400 tonight. For sure. Smash that like button as well. You guys have been doing okay on smashing that like button. But you guys have done better before. I don't know. Are you guys sleepy? Are you guys tired tonight? Is that what it is? You guys are a little bit tired. Come on, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Hi, my name is... I'm 7 years old. Okay, all right. You should probably be in bed. It is 1 a.m., so I'm going to time you out. Bye-bye. It's against flesh. Absolutely, Mr. Aguilera or Mr. or Miss Aguilera. It's against flesh. It's against flesh and flesh. Oh, actually, no, I disagree with that. I didn't know what I was saying. I thought you said something else. My apologies. But it's definitely not tangible, right? It's the energy that's moving people or moving through people. Trizzy says, how have you been? I've been fantastic. Trizzy, how are you? That is the question. How are you? Speak up, King. Big up yourself. Thank you so much. Good to see you again. How are you? Good, clean advice. I am doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. I'm just having a little friendly debate with the chat. You know, people are giving their perspective. I'm giving mine. You know, a remarkable group of people. Everyone with their own individual perspective. And, you know, just see if I could kind of get them to open up their perspective a little bit more. And, you know, see things from a different angle. Not just the angle where you feel as if, all right, cool, this is what I know and this is the end all be all. You know what I mean? Evolve a little bit. Open up your mind. Kay's confession says smile emoji and lollipop emoji. Big up yourself, Kay. I hope you're having a fantastic night. Let's get down to business, says a Jill official. Big up yourself. What's the topic? Well, we jumped from Nipsey Hussle and now we are actually talking about God and various other things. DJ Scoot says, yep, I'm definitely tired. It's been a long day. Thrifty, you have a fantastic night. Always a pleasure having you here. Thank you for helping out and thank you for being you. He says, you know mic stand. Well, I'm not holding the mic. So I guess it's being, I guess it's just floating in the air. I guess. Literally, I just watched, bro. Read over every comment but mine. Man, you subscribe, man. Take care, brother. No hate. I didn't see what you said. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. Wait. I didn't even get to you yet. I just got to you. If there is a God, can we agree that he would send guidance? Otherwise, wouldn't God just be unfair? That's a brilliant question. Owen says, I'm not ignoring you, Owen. Come on, Owen. Owen, I didn't get to you. Come on, Owen. Owen, come on. Forget about it. Good, clean advice says, if there's a God, can we agree that he would send guidance? Otherwise, wouldn't God be unjust and unfair? He says, if there is a God, wouldn't God send guidance? I think a lot of people are looking for guidance outside of themselves, right? When what you really need to do is tap into God, right? Because God is always here. God is everywhere, including inside of you, right? So if you really want to have a relationship with God, if you really want to be guided by God, if you really want guidance from God, then, sir, you have to go within. And I'm not talking about the ego. I mean beyond the ego. I mean beyond the soul. I mean, you have to go to the spirit. You have to go to source, right? You have to go to the observer, right? That's having this human experience, right? And that same thing is inside of all of us. So as far as God sending guidance, guidance to what goal? Like, what's the goal? What do you need to be? What do you need to be guided to? And that's the part that I don't really follow. Where are you going? So if you could tell me where you're going, right? Maybe I could help answer your question. Owen says, "Well, oh yeah, Owen, I was asking you. Come on, forget about it. Come on, Owen, ask your question. Ask away. Evolve and drink cockroach milk. Whatever, vlogs, whatever you say. I'm just gonna say it. Batman Beyond series sucks," says Casey Cara. Bro had no patience. Laugh out loud. All he had to do was just wait. He'll be back. That's Owen. He'll be back. Hi, Owen. Don't believe he's ignoring you. Thank you so much. Yes, I agree. Good, clean advice. However, you have to do the work as well. You can't just sit back and say, God, just do it. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. You can't expect God to do it for you. That's a remarkable perspective, and that's a remarkable way to put it. You can't just expect God to do it for you, right? Because yeah, you could sit here and pray, and absolutely you'll be able to manifest, but you know, walk with God to go get it. Whatever your goal is, walk with God to go achieve that goal, right? Don't just sit there with your hand out like, oh, I hope it falls in my hand today. I hope today I get it, right? Nah, you're like, yo, God, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go handle this. Come with me, walk with me, guide me, right? Listen, not to your fear, not to your emotion. Beyond that, God is always with you. He's always with you. But we get so clouded by our own mind, by our own thoughts, right? That we ignore the voice of God that's within us, right? Brilliantly put, DJ Scoot. Thank you so much. Superman Cart, you ain't like others. You're polite. Thank you, Jill. I really appreciate that. I sincerely do. Yeah, I'm gonna respect you, and I love and I appreciate and I respect everyone as if they were myself, because you know what? We are all one, right? There is no separation. The only thing that really separates us, really, kinda, is the ego. You know what I mean? And our sense, what we identify as. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and liking the video. We're still on 15. We got to get up from 15 likes. Let's get some more likes on the video, guys. Come on. Come on. It ain't, I was going to say it ain't cheap, but it's not. It doesn't cost you anything to like and subscribe. It's actually free to like and subscribe. Free 99. This can't be true that God is everywhere, right? God couldn't be in a trash can. Couldn't be in any disgusting place, including inside of ourselves. Although I agree, it starts from within. The goal is afterlife. I believe in God, but I would love to talk more about it if it's okay with you. Absolutely, good, clean advice. But yes, God is also in the dirty places as well. He is everywhere. There's no exception to it. There's no, oh, he's only, he's only over here, but he's not over there, right? And it's not, God isn't a he, right? But it's just we use the term he all the time, right? God doesn't have a gender. And is that what I'm saying? God doesn't have a gender. He's not loyal to a gender. He doesn't identify as a him or a her. You understand what I'm saying? The God that is within us, it's all powerful. It's the energy, right? The vibration. Everything around us vibrates. Everything that you see, even if it's still, even if it's not moving, is vibrating. Everything is vibrating. Everything is made up of energy. Absolutely everything that you see, touch, taste, smell, hear. Everything that you don't see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. It's all energy. So absolutely, God is in the trash can, and God is also in, Beverly Hills. He is also in Africa. God is also in Haiti. He is in Sweden. We keep saying he, right? But for lack of a better term. So yeah. Eternal peace or demise, says good, clean advice. Yeah, man, anytime you really want to get into this, we could talk a lot more about this, right? Because yes, I absolutely do believe that God is everywhere. There's nowhere that God is not. Period. There's nowhere that he is not. He's not something that exists independently outside of ourselves. He's not something that just exists outside of you to torture you and put you through obstacles and this, that, and a third, right? He's not. But you see, when you quiet that noise and you go within, right? He'll show you. He'll reveal himself. And I'm not talking about a face, right? But he'll give you a vision, right? He'll give you a path, right? But you got to pay attention. You got to open your mind's eye, right? Get away from this third dimension a little bit. Open your mind's eye. Open your mind's ear, right? And focus on God. Because God is everywhere. But if you're distracted, right? Too distracted by what's going on, to the point where your mind is distracting you, right? Then you don't hear that voice, do you? It's very difficult to hear that voice. Yeah. Deep stuff. I thought you be talking about Arsenal, says Koro Mativa. Yes, we talk about Arsenal every now and then. At some point, once we do what we're supposed to do with this channel, right? In terms of getting the adequate subscribers and the adequate, everything, right? Once we establish this channel and we establish what it is that we're doing on this channel, there will be some Arsenal content as well, right? Maybe tomorrow we're gonna do some Arsenal content. I think we should do some more Arsenal content. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, Coral. I think we will do some more Arsenal content tomorrow for sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? OFC, and I would never say that. I would expect God to do everything for me. I'm Muslim, so I hope I have peaceful and good conversation with everybody who wants to be on this topic. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know something? I respect your perspective and I respect your religion. Like I respect all religions. And I respect people's people's perspective. Everyone's not going to view the world the same, and that's okay as well. But yeah, God is in everyone, and he's not something that exists independently outside of you that's trying to punish you, right? But yeah, God is everywhere. Like and subscribe, snitches, says Koro Mativa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Koro Mativa. They should be liking and subscribing. I really sincerely appreciate that. As we are on our way to 400 subscribers, we are now a whopping 5 subscribers away from 400 subscribers. Nah, God is a man, says Splash Fuzz. Okay, I guess. Chad Duncan says, spread the word, brother. Big up yourself, Chad Duncan. Julia Dio says, amen, amen, she says. Big up yourself. I can't agree, brother. God couldn't possibly live with his own creation. So this statement that he is everywhere can't be true. I can't agree with that God is in us. I would love to hear more of why you think this is, though. I believe I did somewhat express what it is that I think. God is everywhere, says Agil. So Agil agrees. Who's God, says Freedom. God is a name that we give to source, that we give to energy, the energy that creates the energy that's within everything, right? You see, good, clean advice, because energy can't be created nor destroyed, right? And Damn, didn't I have some? Okay, here it is. Look at this bottle of water. This bottle of water, right? It takes the shape of this bottle. This isn't the shape of actually what water looks like, right? It's just taking the shape of this bottle. We really shouldn't be paying for water, to be completely honest with you, because water is within all of us, and the water cycle is free, right? God didn't put an amount on water, right? But if you look at water, water tells you everything that you need to know about energy. It tells you everything that you need to know about energy, right? So water transcends dimensions, is what it does. This thing could take the shape of whatever it's in. This thing could move through walls. It could move through all types of stuff, right? This thing called water evaporates, condenses, falls, evaporates, condenses, falls, evaporates, condenses, and falls, right? 3 states that we know of, that we can measure, quote unquote: solid, liquid, and gas. Water, it's still water, right? We have over 50%, some say over 60%, some say over 70%, some say 80%, some say as much as 90%. We are made up of how much ever amount it is that we are made up of water, right? At any given point, if someone were to squeeze all the water out of you and take the water from you, right? If someone were to do that, you would transcend this dimension, right? The you that's asking this question would not be asking questions anymore, because you will be off with God. You understand what I'm saying? If someone were to take that water away from you, right? So that water that's inside of you is an extension of God. That water that's everywhere, condensing, precipitating, condensing, precipitating, right? Evaporating, condensing, precipitating, that water that's inside of you is an extension of God. Energy is an extension of God. Energy, sir, cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. You can't create it and you can't destroy it. But it's created by God. Right? And that same water is inside of us. Deep inside of us. Right? We would cease to exist in this third dimension. We wouldn't have questions to ask if we didn't have water. The same water that's inside of us. Right? That water, once you leave this dimension, the water that's inside of you, the energy that's inside of you, feeds the animals, right? It feeds the worms, right? It evaporates into the water cycle. It condenses. And it does the same cycle over and over. It precipitates, evaporates, condenses, precipitates, evaporates, condenses. The same water that's inside of you is also a part of that cycle, right? Furthermore, the same amount of water that was on the planet 1,000, 2,000, a million, a billion, a trillion years ago is the same amount of water that's on the planet right now. Right? Even though the water goes to different places, even though the lake that was here is no longer here, right? It's still the same amount of water. So why is that? Is it because energy can't be created nor destroyed? Could that be the reason? Could it be that God is having this human experience through each and every one of us? God is having a different experience through the animals? That life that exists inside of us, right? How can you attribute that to anything but God? Whatever God is to you, whatever God means to you. At some point, we all have to go through that gate. We all have to cross over, right? And we're all going to understand God on a deeper level at that point. Allah, uncreated, most merciful and all-knowing, says good, clean advice. This is who God is. That's your perspective, and I respect that, right? But other people have perspectives as well. But I love the fact that you stand firm in what it is that you believe in. Julia Deal says, because God's spirit can live in you, because of Jesus Christ came and died for our sins, so we might have a good chance to have eternal life with God. Okay, Julie, thank you for that perspective. Hi, bro. Greetings from Peru. Big up yourself, Cendric Ong Legend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good Clean Advice says, we could debate anytime about Jesus being God. This simply can't be true. No disrespect. Well, I never said Jesus was God, right? I never said he wasn't God, right? But no one is more God than anyone. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Because we are all God. We are all connected to God. We are all extensions of God. We are all instruments of God, right? We are all God experiencing this human perspective. God is within all of us. God is around all of us. God is life. God is energy. God can't be created nor destroyed, just like energy, right? So it's not a matter of following one person in particular and putting them on a pedestal and you're below them and you're looking up to them. No, I don't subscribe to that in any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form, right? That's the programming that we were indoctrinated into. We were indoctrinated to put people on a pedestal and worship. They breathe just like you breathe. They do all the same things just like you do, right? Maybe at different levels or with different styles, right? But they're no different from you are. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't subscribe to that worshiping this person or that person. That was in the instruction manual that God gave to me. That's the programming that we were programmed, right? That we repeat so much that we believe that it's true, without any way of proving that it's true. But when I sit here and I tell you about water, and I could relate water to the fact that all of us have water inside of us, right? All of us, that we don't exist without water. The states of water, how water could live in solid, liquid, and gas, the process, evaporation, precipitation, condensation, right? I use life, right? I use not only the tangible, but also the intangibles. And I love these healthy debates because it opens up people's perspective. It gets people, and if people are willing to accept a different perspective, everyone is not always willing to do so, because people get so firm into what it is that they believe in that they don't believe that other people should have an opinion too or think something other than what it is that they think. But we all have a perspective, do we not? Did God not give you a unique experience? Do you not also have questions? I think when people ask questions and they question certain things that go on that they were taught, that they think that these questions are coming from the devil. Right? But we all have positive and negative inside of us. And we all choose to suppress and submerge, suffocate, right? Parts of us, parts of ourselves, in order to fit into an image that other people want us to be. In order to fit into an image that is more acceptable by others, by society, by people in our family, by people in our community. When there's much more to us than just that. There's much more to us than just that, right? None of us are perfect, right? So my whole thing is, because I know when I say none of us are perfect, of course, on some level, we are perfectly human, right? We're perfect spiritual beings having this human experience, right? But when I say none of us are perfect, right? Like our perspectives are constantly changing, right? We could believe something one day and not believe it another day, right? But energy can't be created nor destroyed is something that I've always felt was true, right? Ever since I heard about energy not being able to be created nor destroyed. Because I would sit in my church as a little kid and I would ask my pastor, where does God come from? And he was unable to answer it. But then energy can't be created nor destroyed. Well, that's pretty much the answer to everything. If it can't be created and it can't be destroyed, then we all are energy, right? And if you look at it from just a third dimensional perspective, right? An animal just passed on. That animal passed on. That animal becomes food for other animals. That's that energy from that animal that can't be created nor destroyed. It's converted into another form of energy. And now that other animal is now, living or able to survive another day because of what just transpired. Can't be created nor can it be destroyed. So even though one animal is passed on, that energy was not destroyed. It was just converted. And even if nothing ate that animal, right? It would still be absorbed into the soil. The trees would still mulch on it. Right? Can't be created nor destroyed. It can't. So that's my perspective on God. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel as well. Sincerely appreciate that. Dylan says karma is universal law that should be feared. I'm not sure about feared. I'm not sure. So this is where we sort of have a disconnect, right? Because we keep putting human emotion on these things, right? A little flimsy little human emotion that we all have. We all have emotions, right? But the emotion of fear isn't something that should be put onto karma. If you plant a seed, whatever that seed is, you plant a seed, right? This is the farm, right? You plant a seed. Do you not expect that seed to grow if you plant the seed in the right place, if you water the seed, if you do everything that you're supposed to do? Right? That tree will flourish and bear fruit. Right? It's the same with karma. So if you plant good seeds, you reap good seeds. Not going to say negative things don't happen. But it's about the seeds that you plant. That's how karma works. So if you fear karma, that's because you're planting bad seeds. So I don't think karma should be something that you fear. Not at all. Not at all. I think karma is something that you should learn to understand, that you can come to terms with. Guys, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Please hit that subscription button as we approach 400 subscribers. We are now 4 away from 400 subscribers. Give it up to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate that. Let's get this all the way up to 400. Jesus was God in the flesh, says Julia Deal. Bro, do some ASMR. I don't know what ASMR is, to be honest with you. Okay. I'm about to block somebody named D's NUTZ. Get out of here. Thank you so much. You're only here to troll. I am genuine and I respect how you feel too. Thank you so much, Julia. I respect your perspective as well. That's your perspective. That's something that you hold dear to your heart, and I have no problem with that. I have no issue, quarrel, or problem with it. You know, the problem is when people aren't able to accept that everyone has a different perspective. Bro, do some ASMR stuff. I don't know what that is. For some info, we don't believe that a man could be God. That in itself is contradictory. Good to hear that you have a genuine respect. I will give you what I receive. Much love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I have a genuine respect for everybody's religion, man. I completely understand. If you would like, I could explain further. Please do. Please, absolutely do. Rev Ike, says Dexter Newman. Go get a wife, buddy. I had one. I had one. I had one. I don't think. I'm not. I'm good right now. I'm good right now. But thank you so much for your concern. I'm not out trying to chase anything or chase women or chase any of that sort of stuff, right? I'm into attracting, not chasing. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want anyone that doesn't want me. And I'm not going to force myself onto anyone. And I'm not going to beg for anyone's love and admiration and appreciation. Right? So I'm not going to go out to go hunt and go find a wife. If it's something that happens, it's going to happen organic this time. 100%. 100%. Going to happen organically. It won't be something where I'm forcing myself on anyone, or I'm forcing a relationship, or I'm in a relationship because I feel lonely, or any of that sort of stuff. No way. It's going to happen at the right time. I do have a few women that I'm kind of, I don't want to say courting, but I'm social with, right? That I see potential in, right? But only time will tell. Only time will tell. I will not be chasing, right? I will only be attracting. And when the time is right, and the right one comes along, and the vibe is right, then we'll see. But as of right now, I'm so happy where I'm at. Trust me. Thank you so much, Slime Williams. I appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum, says Muhammad Ali. Big up yourself, Muhammad Ali. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit like on this video. 19 likes. Guys, let's get this up to 20. Let's get this up to 20 and let's get to 400 subscribers. Kathy says fish, swimming, and effing. All right. I won't read the rest of it. She says, I don't drink water because of fish. Okay, Kathy. Let's not disrespect water. I can see that. Also, your reference of energy can't be created nor destroyed. But I'm sorry. I just don't understand your explanation of why God is living in everyone, everywhere. God himself cannot be. You're saying God cannot be. So you're putting limitations on God. You're saying that God is limited, right? So how can God, who's omnipotent, who's omnipresent, who's everywhere, be limited? He's not limited. He's unlimited. He can do all things, can he not? Or she, he and she, whatever, right? It can do all things. So when you say, I just don't understand your explanation of why God is living everywhere, God himself cannot be, you yourself is putting limitation. You see how you're limiting God? You're putting limitations on what God could do and what God could be when there are no limits. So that's my perspective. God cannot be destroyed or created, okay? He is separate from his creation. He cannot be destroyed or created. He is separate from his creation. Separate from his okay, so prove that. Prove to me that God is separate from his creation. How do you prove that God is separate from his creation when he cannot be created nor destroyed? Right? When we cannot, the spirit cannot be created nor destroyed. Much like God can't be created nor destroyed. So even when the flesh, people think the flesh gets destroyed, but it's only converted to another form of energy. It can't be created nor destroyed, fellas. It simply cannot. Krishna is the original name for God, says KC Arrow 154. K Caro 154. Krishna has many names. To the Jews, he was Yahweh. To the Christians, he is Jehovah. To the Muslim, he is Allah. Maybe so. Hence why we are his creation, says God. Good, clean advice. Man, that's such a good explanation. Thank you so much, Babaro. I really appreciate that. Sounds interesting, says a young girl. If God created everything, says John Doe, then didn't he technically make evil as he did good? Satan couldn't have been evil after God created the concept of it. Listen, like I said, it's negative and positive. For me, I don't believe that there is a devil, right? Like I always tell you, like we have it within us to do good, quote unquote, or bad. Or on another level, we could say positive or negative, right? God can do all things. All things exist within God, right? When a hurricane passes through and wipes out a village, or a tornado passes through, that ain't the devil can't do that. He doesn't have the power to do that, right? Who allows that to happen? Who does that? Would we perceive that as good? Do we perceive the result of what happened as good? You understand what it is that I'm saying? Right? So for me, I don't have that sort of explanation. And I absolutely agree, because that was one of the questions that I used to ask as well. Right? Didn't God create the devil? Well, if God created all things, he also created the devil too. So he also created evil too, right? That would be a question that I would ask when I was a kid as well. But it just makes sense that God is all things, good and bad, yin and yang, negative and positive, up and down. That just makes sense to me, right? There is no question after that. Once you realize that God is everything and in everyone and everywhere, there's no question after that. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, guys. That is true. We are his creation and he is in heaven. The only reason he can access him is because of Jesus. We say him all the time, but again, God does not have a gender. He does not have a gender, even though we say he all the time, right? He is just a term that we use in order to say, all right, cool, to identify what the entity it is, right? But God doesn't have a gender. God doesn't have a race. Get what I'm saying? Because he is everything. He's all genders. He's all races. He's not something that exists outside of you only. Not only does he exist outside of you, but he also exists inside of you as well. Understand that. That's my perspective. And fair enough, you guys all have your perspective. But I think we spent a little bit, kind of too long talking about that, right? Right? Well, we all going to have our perspective where that's concerned, to be completely honest with you. And I sincerely appreciate each and every one of your perspectives as well. God has many incarnations a lot of people don't know about, says KC Ara. Can you give me a sign? What can I do for more energy? I felt so empty since I lost my... Well, that's unfortunate that you did lose your baby, but asking a human for a sign, right? When you really need to be speaking to God, right? Because right now I'm communicating, but I'm probably not the right person to be asking about that, right? Maybe go inward, speak to God, come to terms with some of the trauma. It's really unfortunate that happened to you, if that really did happen. But if you say young girl, I'm not entirely sure if you're trolling or not. So this is one of those things where it's like a delicate situation where it's like, I could only say, listen, my heart goes out to you. I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope that you go inward. I hope that you are able to find God and, come to grips with everything that has transpired. But big up yourself and infinite blessings to you, right? I hope at some point you are able to heal from this situation and be whole once more. But thank you so much for sharing. My best wishes, best wishes to you. I may have gone too far, but I'm not wrong about it being in the Torah, says Euro Jack. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Are you guys subscribing to the channel? Okay, you guys are subscribing. So we are two subscribers away from 400. 2 subscribers away from 400. Let's just get the let's get the 402, 403, and then, I won't say anything about it. Okay, so now we're 1 subscriber away from 400. Let's get the 402. Okay, let's get the 402. Let me go get through some more of these questions. Oh, yay, we've hit 400. Congratulations to you guys. Big congratulations to each and every one of you, right? This is our community, and we have just reached 400 subscribers. I thank each and every one of you. Each and every one of you are blessed beyond belief. 400 subscribers. 400 went back down to 390. You guys stop trolling. Bring it back up to 4. Somebody just subscribed and then unsubscribed. Oh, now it's back up to 400. Yeah, okay. Very funny, guys. Get this up to 402 or 403. And we'll just call it a night right afterwards. Key Lime says, I gotta leave with bizarre explanation. Says Key Lime. Let's see. Would you ever put me as a mod? Owen Rooney, I'm gonna put you as a mod. Yes. Yes, you are a mod, Owen Rooney. Thank you so much. Allah is correct. Even though, Owen Rooney, you kind of threw a little tantrum. Hopefully you're okay now. Did you calm down? Are you okay? Or do you need a hug? Do you need a... Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. I'm sorry you were acting like a little baby earlier, right? I still got nothing but absolute love for you, okay? And I wish you all the best, right? But you are now a mod. Allah is correct, says Net Zach. How much are we up to now? 401, 401. Let's get to 403, guys. Let's get 403 subscribers tonight. I think that's definitely something that's doable for sure. Thanks, Julia, says Young Girl. But killing innocent man for everyone else's sins doesn't make sense, says Good Clean Advice. Not quite sure what it is he's talking about right now. Talk to Allah, says Net Zach. 402, 402. Let's get at least one more subscriber, right? Let's get to 403. I think 403 is definitely doable. You guys did 405. 405, that's it, right? 405, that's the ceiling. 405. If not, I'm happy with 403. Okay? I pray every day, but I feel so lost. You know, the journey oftentimes when we're going through a healing process, right? When we're healing, it doesn't always feel pleasant, right? We tend to think back to the traumatic experience that we felt or that we experienced. We go back to the trauma and we relive that trauma in our heads from time to time, right? But then you see, right, if you keep moving forward and stop looking back so much, we start to see doors and avenues open up a little bit more, right? If we come into the present and leave the past and stop focusing on the past, right? That's when we begin to start to heal from the past. That's when we start to open up ourselves to new experiences, right? It's rather unfortunate what it is that you've been through. I wish you nothing but the best. I know it hurts. I absolutely know that it hurts. Right? No parent should ever really have to deal with that situation, right? I don't think any parent should have to deal with that. And it's very unfortunate what it is that happened to you. Again, I wish you closure. And at some point, I 100% know you will recover from this, right? But come into the present, step into the present, and create a better future. Eurojack says, experience like all the tribal groups of human made a god through faith and respect through many nations, all had a different god through their culture and history, says Eurojack. Pick up yourself for that perspective. Thank you so much. Yay, guys, you hit 403. You hit 403. Let's see if we could edge closer to 405. And then I won't mention anything about subscribing again tonight, right? Let's hit 405. I won't even mention the word subscribe for the rest of the stream, right? And then we're going to call it a night at some point. Once I get through these questions, or at least get through maybe 3/4 more of these questions, right? I'm going to call it a night because I do have to spring up tomorrow and get some stuff done before I go to work in the afternoon. Thank you so much again, guys, right? We could get 2 more. I think we could get 2 more subscribers tonight, but we did reach our goal. We exceeded our original goal of getting to 400 subscribers, and that's thanks all in part to you guys. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to keep making this content. We're going to keep being open to different perspectives. We're going to keep having these friendly, lovely debates because I love talking to you guys. I love hearing your perspective, and I love giving my perspective as well. And I think we can all teach and learn from one another, right? So me seeing the world from your angle, right? I'm not closed off to your perspective, but I also have my own perspective as well. And I love this dialogue. I love the fact that you guys have your own opinions as well. And then I explain my opinion, but not thinking that you guys are any less than or anything like that. It's just that you view things differently, right? And I just believe that we are all one. Simplest term, we are all energy. We are all energy. Wait, Owen, why are you not a mod? I don't see mod by your name, but you should be a mod either way. 405, you guys did it. You 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 did it. All right, let's get to 410, but I'm not going to mention it anymore. That's it. 405. We got the 405. Let's get to 410. I won't mention it anymore. Boom. That's the last thing I'm going to say about subscribing. But you guys did it. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Good, clean, but it's not easy for me. Thanks, Owen, for your words. I love you and don't know you. God does too. Absolutely, Owen. Great advice. Life isn't easy, says Good, clean. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? But it all starts with your first steps, starting with step number 1, positive talk. I know it would get hard, and you will always get back. Fantastic advice. Good, clean. That's a good, clean advice for you right there. That's fantastic advice. I'm thankful for your words. It's fantastic advice. See, this is what I like. This is what I love. I love the fact that you guys are, that's what I love to see. You helping one another, loving on one another, doing unto other as you want to be done unto you, right? Like picking up one another when we fall. You dig what I'm saying? Come on, man. We could do this. This is the best community out. Trust me when I tell you this is the best community on YouTube. It's the best community on YouTube. We have the best moderators. We have the best everything, right? And it's all thanks to you guys. Sincerely appreciate you guys. Good, clean advice. God has many incarnation names and past names. Okay. Life's hard. We gotta all keep going. It's so hard. But when you're that strong, you find a bright future in most of the darkness. Thank you so much, Owen. Brilliant advice. Good, clean advice. I think I want to invite you on to also be a moderator as well. Yeah. I want to invite you to be a moderator as well. Egg says you cute. Thank you, Egg. Sincerely appreciate it. Blessings to you and your family. You beautiful soul. There are different modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, but God is transcendental. I was about to say transcendental. Is he answering old comments on everyone else's live, or is mine behind? Whoa, I'm nowhere close to even getting to the last part. Jeez, you guys comment so fast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He says it's love, brother. Can you shout me out? Shout outs to Gameplay VR. Big up yourself. Awesome, brother. Would you mind putting me as a mod, even if it isn't another time? Yeah, man, you're a mod. I already made you a mod before I even saw that question. I think you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. But jeez, man, you guys been commenting. We've exceeded our goals tonight. All of our goals tonight. Sneak this killing me, says Kruger. Ramel Hassini says, can you mod me? I subbed. Not quite sure. Look, everybody that you see as a mod is a consistent member that's here very frequently. Good clean advice, 76, everyone that you see right now, Owen Rooney, right? Everyone that even was made a mod tonight is somebody that you see consistently. So if I do see you again and you are consistent, then yeah, I don't see why not, right? Allah Akbar, says Ali. I did shout you out already. Come, let's watch the rain, okay? The creator of the earth doesn't have 47, okay? Little peep fan in here, okay? Mashallah, 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 says good clean advice. The Torah forbids human sacrifice and man dying for the sins of another. Christ was murdered. It is his resurrection and position as high priest that saves us, not his death. That's according to Lost Sheep Ministry. Love from Florida, says Jaden Feliciano. Love, love. Thank you so much, Jaden Feliciano. Big up yourself. Want money, says Zodiac. Big up yourself, Zodiac. So it forbids human sacrifice. So why does it say he's died for our sins? Please check what you typed. Laugh my A off. The Lost Sheep Ministry? At the Lost Sheep Ministry. Not gonna lie, you sound like Corey X. New sub. Thank you so much, Vicky. I sincerely appreciate that. You must have been the 406th subscriber. I appreciate that. I will donate to you, says Zodiac. Now, unfortunately, we do not have a donate button at the moment. But yeah, we're really moving towards the 1,000 subscriber mark at a very rapid rate. We are now at 407. Thank you guys so much. Last name, Adam Kuligowski says last name. Big up yourself, Adam. Big up yourself. Hey, you got a new sub. Thank you so much. Can you talk about 47 virgins in heaven? I cannot speak about that. I think because I don't know anything about that. That is a bumper sticker phrase. Okay, he died for his sins, the sense he gave his life as a vehicle to his resurrection and priesthood. Not to fear, Satan is here, says Jang Alang. No one's afraid of Satan, or afraid because he isn't around. It's a bit behind, brother. Yeah, Owen, there's a lot of messages that come through, man. A whole lot. I don't even think I'm going to be able to get, but I'm going to try to get through as much as I possibly can. I'm going to try to get through much as I possibly can, right? We're not going to go over the 2-hour mark, too far over the 2-hour mark, right? We're probably going to end it within the next 8 minutes as we reach 408, right? We've reached 408. Fantastic. You guys have been fantastic tonight. Okay. All right, that troll was a little bit funny, but yeah, let's not be too disrespectful, right? Yeah, let's not be divisive and disrespectful. Thank you so much. Carlos De Niro says, "Can you talk about 47?" Okay, yeah, no. 405 says simplicity. Can you see my comments? Am I banned? You're not banned, Ali. You're not. The creator of the world doesn't have 47 virgins waiting on you in heaven, says Carlos De Niro. Okay. Hi, have a wonderful day, says Liv Eddie. You need discipleship, brother. You are lost in New Age theology. Not entirely sure what it is that you're talking about. The person below you says, pointed above and says, waste of human potential. Don't know why he's saying that to someone else. Cheers from Chicago. If you gentlemen are looking for a good job, look into trucking. Maybe, maybe not. Because with automated, whatever it's called, right? In terms of the automatic sort of driving, the things that are popping up where they don't have a driver, right? I don't think trucking is the industry of the future right now. Yeah, because they're going to start having cargoes moving by themselves at some point. So, Yeah, but thank you so much for that advice. I made 80K last year in trucking, changed my life. Big up yourself for that as well, man. Congratulations on that. How do you go live? Well, you have to have at least 50 subscribers, I do believe. This live is going crazy. Well done, Pod. Thank you so much, Owen. And that's to each and every one of you guys. You guys made this an absolutely fantastic podcast tonight. Quit yelling. You're too quiet, says Kay. Thank you, Kay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Much love, everybody. Big up, brother here. Pod gang. Everybody stay positive and always keep going. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Good, clean advice for all that you have done tonight. And thank you so much for challenging my perspective. I really appreciated that spiritual tango, that spiritual rigmarole that was just happening. Thank you so much for that. Thank you sincerely. 408 says Thrifty Simplicity. And it looks like we're really getting towards the end of the pod of all the messages. Stop being inappropriate. Be one. We done need it in here. Absolutely, Owen. I thank you so much for that. Hello, new here, says Norman Reedus. Please, Norman, you know what to do. Hit that like button. 409 subscribers. Nice. But guys, we are winding down. We are winding down to the end of the podcast, right? We're probably going to be around for another 4 or 5 minutes, right? 4 or 5 minutes, right? I want to let you guys know that I had a wonderful time speaking to you guys, and I absolutely love doing this. Someone tried to discourage me today. I don't know why he would try to do that. Like, you're not going to discourage me, bro. But they did. They tried. They tried to discourage me today. But it's not going to work. Like, come on, it's me. We hit 410. Wow, you guys are phenomenal, right? But someone tried to discourage me today, but it didn't work. Look at how we together manifested our goal of getting to 410 subscribers all together. Thanks in large to you guys, right? Like, we did that. We reached 410 subscribers. We, all of us as a community, did that. You understand what I'm saying? And someone, when we were at 390, right? Because we reached 20 subscribers in this stream alone. We have gained 20 subscribers. And someone today at 390, 20 is actually the most subscribers that we've gotten from one stream, right? And it was really slow getting there early on, but we got there in the end. And there was someone trying to discourage me earlier today, right, when I was streaming. And they thought that they thought they were doing a brilliant job, right? But it didn't work. So when things like that happen, you have to turn on more willpower, right? You have to move through the obstacle, right? You have to use that energy as motivation. And that's what we did together. Could not have done it without you guys. We could not have reached 410 subscribers without each and every single one of us. You guys played the biggest part in this, right? You guys did. We all did. We, us, as a community. And once we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to start giving back, right? I've always said that. So once we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to think of new ways that we could, come up with some new things that we could do to kind of to give back to the community, right? We're going to think of some creative stuff. But you guys have been absolutely brilliant, and I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we have going up here. Owen says, drop a sub, brother, to Norman. It's good advice. I think he should drop a sub, to be completely honest with you. Norman says, I did. Thank you so much, Norman. Good stuff. Good conversations here and respectful debates. Absolutely. Rooney, that's why we're here, man. We're all going to have our own perspective, man. And, this is how we're going to change the world by being the example that we want to set. You know what I mean? Regardless of what it is that we've done in the past. Just come into the present and create the future. That's what we all need to do. You know what I mean? So that's the type of timing that we are on. 410. You have one now. Thanks, says Norman. Thank you, Norman. I really appreciate it. Hello, good morning, says Mohana Chatareje. Big up yourself, Mohana. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining us. And in the words of Owen, can you please subscribe? Race is a social construct. We are all shades of weak, says Sean Brown. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Yeah, I did actually see that, right? I saw that guy with the fro that was doing that interview that said that, and he's 100% right. It is a social construct. We are all mixed with different races. All of us, every single one of us, no matter how we look. And again, the war isn't against flesh and blood. It's never been against flesh and blood. Thank you so much, Sean Brown, for that. Please, guys, please remember to subscribe. I am doing good. I am in India. Thank you so much, Mohana. Guys, please remember to subscribe. Want to get up for work? Yes, Wes, you got to get up for work, and I got to get up for work as well. It is now 1:53, and we have been on here for 2 hours. This was a magnificent stream in which we gained 400 and we got two, I was gonna say 400 subs. We got 21 subs tonight, so you guys did phenomenal. Thank you guys very much. And I want to say to you guys right before I leave, please remember to be kind to yourself, right? Say some kind things to yourself. Say something kind to yourself tonight. Motivate yourself tonight. Inspire yourself tonight. Believe everything that it is that you're saying to yourself. And tomorrow when you wake up, do the same thing. And right throughout the day, no matter how many obstacles come in your way, stay focused on what it is that you need to be, what you need to do, right? And keep it up, guys. We're going to call it a night. Good night, guys. Thank you very much. I won't be reading any more super chats, but I will be back tomorrow. And remember, tomorrow at 11:30, maybe 11:45, I'll be back as well. So you guys feel free to keep subscribing for more excellent content like this. Thank you to the mods. Thank you very much to all the viewers and very much to all the mods and everybody that made this happen. You guys are the absolute bestesses. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.